Hello and welcome back to the 42nd episode of a close combat playthrough of the Meuse mod on TLD with the Germans in the Grand Campaign. And it's been a while since I uploaded my last video. It's summer, so I've just been doing other stuff basically. But soon enough I'll be returning to quite a productive upload schedule, if you want to call it that. Anyway, I have some plans for the future of the channel. I'm going to be doing more heavily edited content and playthroughs of various games. I will finish the playthroughs that I have out there in the form that I have started them, just for consistency reasons, but new playthroughs will be of a different, more worked with format, with maybe some scripts here and there and whatnot. I'm planning on some reviews and such. I've been writing a little bit on scripts for that, so we'll see what comes of it. But for now, let's get on to this. We are once again defending Couvin here against a French armored regiment or division, which they're going to be spawning in this little corner here. And the thing is, I don't think. Now, I'm also just going to level with you. This is the second time I'm recording this episode, because after I finished my recording of it in my previous attempt of doing so, I sent in some infantry here and I took these, and we won. But as I looked on the recording, sometimes it happens, I don't know why, but my microphone had warped my voice to sound like a bloody demon, so I'm doing it again to have a normal voice. And also, there is some valuable hindsight from that. The thing is, if we defeat these guys here, right, then they will respawn at the edge of the map with what they have left. So that's not necessarily ideal, because we have them cornered and pinned here now, and we can exploit that to take out as many tanks as possible. And then when we've taken out the tanks, then we can win the map. And, well, when they respawn, they won't be having a lot of tanks to fight with. So I'm just going to set up with these things here, some infantry. Not exactly those, we'll go with these since they have these light machine guns. So 4 teams with light machine guns. Chef de section there, or however you say that. I should probably stop saying French things horrendously. We're going to give them these R35s. We've already taken out all the R40s, and we're going to give them these. So, we'll give them 5 command tanks and 5 reserve tanks. So the reserve tanks, it's the same tanks, it's just they have a much more shitty crew, basically. Now, if we return to player here, let's see what we got. We got some MG37 teams that I'm going to replace because they had some casualties. And other than that, we got Pack 37s for those, and a couple of 88s, a couple of 10.5 centimeter tanks, 1, 2, 3 MG teams, and we have a couple of these field guns in reserve. That maybe we replace one of the MG teams with one of those. Let's go, yeah, that one that isn't experienced. So we'll get one more field gun in. So we have another cannon in reserve, but this is basically most of our anti-tank stuff right here. And these enemy tanks can withstand 37mm cannons quite well. But anyway, let's just get to it. Oh, and yeah, also we have a airstrike available. But how soon or late in the battle that's going to come in, well, that remains to be seen. So for now, we'll just put some anti-tank guns in various buildings. These 37mm guns will fit inside buildings, and well, if they will fit, we will put them there. So one here should do, and so don't have to drag it so far. Okay, no, it works here, yeah. Just kind of overlooking the crossing here, and one more here maybe, and that should do for those. I'm thinking the 88s. Let's get one of them, say here for instance, so it has like the ability to fire down here to some degree. There's already a lot of tank wrecks. I mean, the road here is pretty blocked up. There's a little bit of a passage there. If they drive through one tank there and we destroy it there, though, that kind of splits the map in two for them quite effectively. So we'll see how that kind of develops. We'll put an 88 here as well, I think. Just in trees. Aiming towards this general area. They might have shots on something. Might not. Who knows? We'll find out. Hope we don't find out the hard way. Gotta get one of these 10cm guns. More like here. Yeah, that can... I mean, it is just if the enemy breaks through all the other anti-tank guns, then we have some other stuff on in the back that can deal with it. So one here as well, if the enemy should break through far enough. We'll put the infantry on ambush, as I don't necessarily want them to start shooting at the enemy infantry, even though they might see them. Because if they start opening fire at the enemy infantry, there's a good chance the enemy tanks, some of which we might not be seeing at the moment of opening fire, will return fire and promptly absolutely ruin the lives of our infantrymen. So, let's try to avoid that if we can. Got a couple of motorized Schützen groups, which is basically just motorized riflemen. You know, bog standard normal soldiers. We'll put one there as well, and then we have... I know we'll have two of them here, I think, just so we hold this fairly strongly. And then we have another 10cm gun. Did I move the same gun? How many do we have those? Oh, we have 3. Okay. Maybe one here. Right, just on the corner curving towards that. Let's see if that works out. I think they're shooting... Yeah, they're shooting high explosive. I think they have high explosive anti-tank rounds as well. But the first round will be high explosive before they reload to that, which is not necessarily a good thing, but if it hits, it should at least immobilize the enemy tanks. So let's begin. Okay, a lot of enemy tanks on the bridge here. And this thing is spotted by enemy infantry. I think we're gonna have to actually open fire on them. Minimize the amount of bad shit happening to our pack here. Yeah, if this guy could face towards there instead, that would be great. We've immobilized a couple of tanks, so damaged and immobilized. Let's see, okay, that thing is coming in there, good, the 88's firing. And it did not hit, but maybe it can hit now. Okay, so we've already almost lost this MG team. These guys are fucked as well. And yeah, the 88 here does not have good reach on anything. This thing is trying, however not really hitting too well. Okay, this thing is taken out, good. Gonna move this actually, so I can see what's going on in the corner. Unfortunately lost an anti-tank gun, but if we can take out a good amount of the enemy tanks there, then we should be in a good position regardless. The 88 does not seem to hit too well from back there, and this 88 is just completely useless. Good, that thing's knocked out. We are doing some tremendous damage. The enemy morale is already pretty low. If they keep these tanks here in this area, and we can't really take them out with our anti-tank guns, which these guys are now at half ammo, then... oh, we took out one here as well. But then we can use the airstrike whenever that becomes available. Alright, so this thing is crossing over. This is maybe the 88's chance to shine. It is not. That was an extremely bad place to put that thing. Yeah. Well, that could have been better, but we have taken out at least 4 of the enemy tanks so far. Leaving another 6 kind of still roaming if they haven't been immobilized. I think these guys were engaging some enemy infantry. We took out the recon squad there at least. This MG team is lost. They've taken too many casualties and will be removed from the battle group after the battle. Which is what it is, I suppose. I feel like we could push in with infantry here and go and claim these victory locations. But it is counterproductive to do so, because as I've said, then the enemy will spawn in with these guys somewhere where we might not have them as contained as we do right now. They could cause a bigger problem for another one of our regiments that don't have so much anti-tank capability. In my previous attempt at recording this episode, I believe around the 25-minute mark we had the airstrike available, so I'm going to wait for that. And oh, is this going to come through here? That's perfect. I'm going to wait for at least that before we take the truce. But obviously the more tanks we can destroy, the better. It has been immobilized, so the next shot should hopefully take it out. And there we go, beautiful. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemy tanks taken out. Not too shabby, not too shabby. The reserves are dwindling quite a bit. What are these guys aiming at now? I find I can't tell these guys specifically shoot this or that, because they can shoot at something when in defend mode, and they won't be seen doing it. But if you tell them to shoot the exact same thing, specifically, while they're already shooting it and not being spotted doing so, as soon as you tell them to do it, they shoot and the enemy sees them. I don't know why it's like that. It's a bit stupid, but yeah. So I don't really want to give them specific orders. Is this infantry or tank over there? Let's remove the trees. It seems to be just infantry. Well, gonna at least unleash an airstrike before we take the truce, so. If we had some tanks ourselves, that would be good, because then we could, you know, like, maneuver around and do something with some cannons, but currently we really can't. We don't have any, like, anti-tank capability within our infantry, so it is what it is. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks down. Maybe 7 soon if this moves in and dies. If it moves over to this tank, that's perfect. If we can get the airstrike on this and this, so please cross the bridge. Doesn't look like that's the plan. It's damaged. Well, I mean, it's not even just damage. It's we took out the crew, so that thing's gone. 7 tanks down. We probably have a couple in the forest here. So what I'll do, I'll move these guys over here. And as soon as we have the airstrike available, I want to push in with some infantry. Which, right now, we can probably kick them in on defend instead, so they actually fight more actively. Same for these guys. You know, we'll cross over with these as well. We're not going to claim the entire map, because as I say, we want to grind down the forces a bit more before we do something like that. But what I want to do is see if they have any tanks in this area here or this area here. So once we have the airstrike available, we can then push in with the infantry and spot these tanks and blow them up. This thing, I don't think that's immobilized, but if we can get 2 tanks in one blow rather than just one, it seems it's random when the airstrike comes in. This time it has not come yet, which is a little bit annoying. I don't know how long I need to wait for that, but the less the better. And now that we're pushing in, we're just kind of limiting the enemy's ability to deploy next time around as well, so it will be even harder for them to keep the remaining tanks they have alive. At least this thing had some use this battle, so pretty happy about that, I suppose. Okay, we're gonna smoke here, and we'll just push up and take these buildings. Let's just get those smoke grenades going. Push the infantry down here. We'll leave this for now at least, but I think we might take this one so we can get a little peek into the forest there. Maybe claim the forest with our own infantry and see what comes of it. So let's push across. Oh, these guys should not push across. Let's actually push them back out so this tank doesn't take them out. This tank could be a problem, but I think... Oh wow, did we just lose a lot of guys to a hand grenade though? Or was it the enemy? I'm not sure. But okay, we're pushing in, we're claiming this building. And there's another infantry team in here as well that we're currently not seeing. Something weird going on with the move commands there. I feel like I'm giving 3 different squads move commands. There we go. But only one of them were reacting to it, so... Oh, let's get in there. It's a few... There we go, there we go. So airstrike. We'll just strike this. Right there, right? Come in, blow it up. That's what a tank was anyway. Well, that didn't hit the spot at all. Alright, we're just going to take the truce, screw it. Let's have a look at the details there. So, we destroyed 6, damaged 3, 1 is untouched, so we'll see what that results in the end. We killed 19 and incapacitated 15, took 1 prisoner, we lost 6 to being killed and 7 to being incapacitated. Now if we look at this, we have actually completely lost this pack and the MG team. I guess that's it. Yeah, the pack and the MG team. So it could be worse. The enemy are down quite a few tanks. Since we're playing on elite difficulty and we have set the enemy to recruit difficulty, they obviously have a lot more reserves than we do. So yeah, like them losing 1 man and us losing 1 man is not equal, so to say. But either way, if we look at the tanks there, this one's blown up, this one is still intact, and this one was damaged slightly. So I don't know, but they shouldn't have too much left the next time we fight them here. And if we look at the map, do we claim some ground? Yes, we can deploy a bit deeper in this area now, which isn't necessarily a worthwhile to mention thing, but either way, it is what it is. So yeah, there's going to be more videos coming up soon. And there's going to be a little bit of a different format to some of them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Oh well, thank you for watching. And as always, you can catch me in the next one. Have a good one.